World Cup heartbreak for Wales as they lose 2-0 to Iran.
We're gutted. There's no other way to say it. We fought until the last second, but yeah, it's one of those things. It's difficult to take, but we have to recover and we have to try and go again.
Well, we'll be live with the latest from Qatar. Also in the programme this afternoon, nurses set to strike for 2 days before Christmas, the biggest walkout in the history of the health service. And it's Black Friday, with retailers hoping for a boost and shoppers hoping for a bargain.
And coming up on the BBC News Channel, England can secure their place in the knockout stages of the Qatar World Cup if they beat USA later this evening.
Hello, good afternoon. In the last few minutes, there's been huge disappointment for Wales at the World Cup. They have just lost 2-0 to Iran. Wales had their goalkeeper, Wayne Hennessy, sent off for a rash challenge outside the area. And Iran then scored both their goals deep into added time. Our correspondent, Hal Griffith, has the latest from Qatar.
If it was simply down to the singing, Wales would be in the semi-finals already. Four-part harmonies hang in the air when there's a chance of a first World Cup win in 64 years.
I get nervous every time, and he makes me more nervous.
I've come all the way from Auckland, New Zealand for this, and as soon as we qualified, I had to book my flights here.
It's unbelievable. I just can't believe that I'm here, and I just hope Wales win against Iran.
Time to make a statement. Wales with their rainbow-striped warm-up shirts. Eventually, by the video assistant, no go. It was almost Iran hitting one post, then another. Where on earth did Wales find this luck? Ben Davies could have become the hero, but it was Wales's goal.
Well, no one ever said this was going to be easy. Wales seemed to wilt under the desert sun here today. And although the fans sing Nryni Ymawhyd, Wales are still in this, but only just. Only beating England now gives them any chance in staying in this competition, not ending it abruptly after 64 years.
Hal, thank you very much indeed. So yes, as you just heard, Wales play England next week. But tonight, England are hoping to reach the knockout stage of the tournament when they take on the United States. And our reporter, Alex Howell, is at the Al Bayt Stadium in Qatar. Alex.
Hi, Ben. Yes, I'm here at the Al Bayt Stadium before England play the USA. And coming into this match, Gareth Southgate had a couple of selection issues. One was with England captain Harry Kane, but he's trained after a scan he had on his right foot where he picked up an injury in that opening group game. The second was with England's central defender Harry Maguire, but he's recovered from an illness and is set to make his 50th appearance for his country. If England win, they qualify for the last 16, and England manager Gareth Southgate will be hoping that's the case and that he potentially could rest some key players before the knockout stages of the tournament gets going.
Alex, thank you very much indeed. Alex Howell reporting. Nurses in England, Wales and Northern Ireland will strike for 2 days in the run-up to Christmas in what is set to be the biggest walkout in NHS history. Staff will take action on December the 15th and the 20th in their dispute over pay. The Royal College of Nursing says emergency care will still be provided, but some non-urgent appointments and operations will have to be postponed. Here's our health correspondent, Jim Reid.
In its 106-year history, this is the first time the Nurses' Union has voted to strike on this scale. Staff will still provide emergency and urgent care, but for 2 days in December, routine services from operations to some scans are likely to be disrupted across parts of the country.
I have tried now for 2 weeks, multiple occasions, to get the government at Westminster to listen to the voice of our members. But that has fallen on deaf ears. And as a result, they have chosen strike over listening to our nursing staff.
The starting salary for a nurse in England is £27,000, with the average around £37,000, including the latest pay award. The Royal College of Nursing has called for a higher pay rise this year of 5% above inflation. That would currently be around 19%. In England and Wales, staff have already been given a rise worth around 4% on average. In Northern Ireland, nurses have not yet received a pay award because there's no working government. In Scotland, strike action is suspended while a new pay offer is reviewed, worth around 8%.
My door is open. I'm very keen to continue to engage with the RCN leadership to look at the other issues that are impacting, but it is important we also respect the independent pay review body's findings, and I have agreed to implement those in full.
Nurses say their pay has not kept up with the cost of living for many years. They accept some treatments might be affected, but say they were left with little choice but to strike.
I hope and think they would understand that, you know, if they have been waiting for that operation, they've probably been waiting for it because there isn't enough staff. And if we don't pay nurses fairly, we're not going to attract people and we're not going to keep people.
At the Christmas market in Birmingham, there was some concern about the impact on patients.
I've got a child that's disabled, so, you know, if we did need to go, then obviously it is a concern.
The queues would be even worse than they already are, but they do definitely deserve more of a pay rise.
Nurses say they're determined to push on with their campaign into the new year. If strikes go ahead, it's inevitable some patients will lose out. Exactly how, we should find out in the coming weeks. Jim Reid, BBC News.
The investigation into claims about the conduct of the Deputy Prime Minister Dominic Raab is now looking into 3 formal complaints against him after a further complaint was made this week. Downing Street said the complaint was about Mr Raab's behaviour during his time at the Department for Exiting the European Union. Mr Raab says he has behaved professionally at all times. A man has appeared in court charged with the murders of a mother and 2 children in a house fire in Nottingham. Our correspondent Phil Mackey is outside Nottingham Magistrates Court with the latest. Phil.
Yes, just a reminder of what happened after the fire, which happened early on Sunday morning in the Clifton area of Nottingham. It was an upstairs flat and the 2 little children didn't survive the fire. Their mother did. She died in hospital 2 days later. The little girls, Fatima, aged 3, her younger sister, who was 1, Naima, and their mother, Fatimata Haidara, all died. And today we saw Jamie Barrow appear at Nottingham Magistrates Court for a very brief hearing where he was charged with their 3 murders. He lives in a flat in the next door block of buildings to them. Over the past couple of days there's been an outpouring of grief really in that part of Nottingham. Yesterday I attended a vigil from the Gambian community. Around 50 or 60 people came there, they said prayers, they issued a statement, and also the family issued their own statement, which they thanked not just the Gambian community, but the wider community here in Nottingham for their support over the last few days.
Phil, thank you very much. Phil Mackey. Now it is Black Friday today, and retailers are hoping for some festive cheer on what is one of the most important shopping days of the year. Here's Emma Simpson.
The signs are everywhere, and this year the Black Friday deals have been earlier too, to tempt us to part with our cash. Some are spending more than others.
I'm going to spend as much as I can possibly spend to make whomever happy.
Everything will be cut back this year, the food, absolutely everything will be cut back this year.
Come back the rest of the year, but enjoy Christmas.
This is the last hurrah then, is it?
Could be.
Christmas in a cost of living crisis. Households are under pressure at the most crucial time of the year for retailers.
I think it's going to be all about value. I think those who really think about how do we make presents that people want to give, but do that at a price that's not going to break the bank, are going to win. I think those that don't, won't.
It's full steam ahead for this business in Colchester. It specialises in refurbished goods. Sales of second-hand posh coffee machines are booming. Shoppers are becoming more thrifty.
We see ourselves growing by about 10% this year on Black Friday, and I think it's a reaction to the influence of people, one, being concerned about value, but also about the environmental aspects.
We want to celebrate Christmas, but for many it will be in a far tighter budget than ever before. Retailers are hoping Black Friday will be a window of opportunity to get the tills ringing. Emma Simpson, BBC News.
OK, time for a look at the weather now with Darren Bett. Looking ahead to the World Cup weather.
Yes, indeed. It's been hotting up in Qatar and temperatures reaching close to 30 degrees today. Be about 26 by the time we get to the England kick-off. Here in the UK, it's quite mild if you are going to be out shopping. We're awaiting the arrival of that cloud coming in from the Atlantic. But ahead of that, much of the country remaining dry. Quite a bit of sunshine. We've got the odd shower around. Most of the wet weather continues in the northern half of Scotland, although the winds are beginning to ease a bit here. And those temperatures look very similar to what we had yesterday. As we head into this evening and overnight, we're going to find that cloud that we saw in the Atlantic heading towards the UK. It'll bring some rain in the northwest of Scotland. Later on, it'll start to bring some rain into Northern Ireland. The wind's picking up, keeping temperatures higher here. But across eastern parts of England, where the winds will be lighter, skies a bit clearer, could be quite chilly. Temperatures not far away from a frost, perhaps, in some rural areas. Eastern parts of England, though, staying dry tomorrow, seeing some sunshine, especially in the morning. But there is more cloud heading our way. It's going to bring more rain into Wales, Western England, developing more widely in Scotland. We're going to find some rain from time to time in Northern Ireland. Southerly wind will be strengthening tomorrow, maybe touching gale force around some southern and western coast, but it's drawing milder our way and pushing it all the way into Scotland, so temperatures widely around 13 degrees. And it will be very mild actually on Saturday night. It'll be windy and wet. We've got this rain on that weather front pushing towards the southeast. Now it looks like that rain should clear away from the southeast, but it doesn't move far away. We're left with a shield of cloud probably, but away from here we should get some sunshine on Sunday. There'll be a few thundery showers perhaps around some western fringes of the UK. The winds won't be quite as strong, I think, during Sunday, and temperatures still in double figures. Back to you.
Darren, thank you very much indeed. Just a reminder of our top story this afternoon.
We're gutted. There's no other way to say it. We fought until the last second, but yeah, it's one of those things. It's difficult to take, but we have to recover and we have to try and go again.
And that's it from the BBC News this afternoon. So it's goodbye from me. And on BBC One now, we'll join the BBC's news teams where you are. Have a very good afternoon.